Good evening. So this is just a really quick one. Hopefully just going to be a couple of minutes long, but it might be a bit longer. Anyway, music software, digital audio workstation, DAWs. I have been using Ableton for about not quite a year yet. I think it was about April or May last year that I started using Ableton, and that's really good for like recording individual tracks, and with doing MIDI and lots of different effects and all that kind of editing stuff. But I want to try and record 2 tracks at a time, but because I'm a cheapskate, well, I don't have much money to my name, so I could only get the cheaper version of Ableton Live, which means that I can only record 1 track at a time, which is annoying because I forget what I've recorded after I've recorded it. So if I'm doing something like a guitar part, I record it, and if it's totally different to what the original track is, then I've completely forgotten what I've played, like how many times I've played a certain bit, and when I move to a next bit. So I completely forget that. No matter how many times I listen to it, I always forget. Yeah. And so I wanted to find a way to record 2 things at the same time and still have some effects with that. And like before Ableton, I was using Audacity, which is a very basic one. It's completely free, as far as I know. And it's just a very basic one. It has very minimal editing stuff, and yeah, I like with any kind of digital audio and workstation stuff, or music software as I call it to random people that I work with. There With the music software, I haven't had the chance to delve into the finer side of it with any of them, which I've only got 3 of, or is it 4? I don't know. Anyway, so I started with Audacity. I've gone on to Ableton, which I think is more user-friendly for people who are new to using DAWs properly. And because I want to record 2 things at a time, I've decided to try out Reaper. And getting my audio interface sorted with that was interesting. It took a few minutes longer than I was expecting to, because I didn't click the right thing. So I've got 3 music softwares, or DAWs, on my computer, and 2 of them I'm going to be using actively. And I downloaded Reaper this evening, like about half an hour ago, and I did a little test of recording 2 things at the same time, which is basically guitar and vocals for an upcoming crappy cover, which I will do more of, like just I did a crappy recording of a crappy cover. um, so uh, the next crappy cover is on its way. It's just going to be really quick and kind of like a vintage Brit punk era type thing. Um, and yeah, I quite like Reaper. So I think I will buy the license for it um, to be able to use it on my computer. Um, yeah, and yeah, it's nice to use. I've only just used it for half an hour today, and it's just quite easy when you find the instructions. Um, so there's that. Finding the instructions, following the instructions, and using the instructions. Yeah. um, which is useful for doing basically anything. Um, but with DAWs or and things like that, you do need to use them, but like the instructions. But some of it is kind of instinctual. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and um, I like Ableton and Reaper both kind of equally at the moment because they've both got advantages and disadvantages that I haven't fully worked out yet. My brother-in-law is a professional musician and he uses Reaper. Um, uh, Lots of YouTubers that I know, well, that I watch, use Ableton. Other people use GarageBand. Another person that I work with uses Fruity Loops. So there's too many to even compare properly for me, because I wouldn't say I'm even an amateur. I'm less than an amateur, probably even less than a noob at music software, DAWs, recording, and everything like that. So yeah, um, I'm learning, and good night.